Philadelphia.
What happened?
We would not be held hostage. That's what the Philadelphia police is saying.
Okay.
Philly police seek 4 suspects after 8 teens were injured in a mass shooting.
Ooh.
Nearly a dozen children have been hurt in the recent string of shootings. Mayor Parker vowed to use every legal tool in the toolbox to address this violence.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia officials are searching for 4 people who they say were involved in a mass shooting in Northeast Philadelphia that left 8 high school students injured. The incident marks the 4th shooting in as many days involving the SEPTA bus. The combined incidents have resulted in at least 3 deaths and more than a dozen injuries. 11 of the victims have been children, according to the police. Now, regardless of Philadelphia, we live here in Chicago, and that's every weekend.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to clean it up because they're going to have the Democratic convention coming. So,
they're going to pick up. All of a sudden, there's no homeless people in Chicago. Some guy who's been living in his box on the corner of State and whatever.
People gonna say, what happened to Joe?
Joe got picked up.
This whole box.
They picked up Joe. They picked Joe up with his box.
That Democratic convention is coming to Chicago, and they gonna clean house.
I will say this. I'll tell this story because my father has passed away.
Okay.
We was in our house, and my dad was sleeping on the couch watching television, but he was sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he fell asleep. Lenora was home for college for I don't know what she was home for. Maybe the season or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And a few of your college buddies stopped by.
What's making you think of this story?
Because I said they picked up Joe.
Oh, I'm like, what they got to do with?
A few of her college buddies showed up and knocked on the door. That was before the days of having cell phones and stuff.
Yeah.
Lenora opened the door and they was like, "Hey, Lenora." She said, "Hold on for a minute." She grabbed my father.
I closed the door.
She grabbed my father in the middle of sleep.
We almost picked him up, didn't we?
Picked him up. He was asleep.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What's going on? What's going on?
And pushed him in his bedroom.
Put him in the bedroom.
Took his pillow and everything, threw it right in there, and then opened the door.
All right, come on in, y'all. Hey, I didn't know y'all was coming. My dad was still mad about that, wasn't he?
Because we woke him up in the middle of his sleep.
We picked him up, pretty much picked him up.
And threw him, and my mother said threw him in the bedroom.
Why you think of that?
He was
asleep.
You got to get out of here.
Oh my goodness. So that just made you think of that story.
Because that's what they're going to do to every homeless person in the city of Chicago.
Pull by his shirt and
they'll be asleep. They'll be asleep. And they'll pull them up in the middle of the sleep and throw them on a bus somewhere.
That's funny. To clean up the city just for that time frame. Okay.
And there won't be any shootings or nothing.
Oh, gosh.
There'll be a strong police presence. Now, why can't that be all the time?
I don't know, because it costs a lot of money.
See?
And they got trained people. They got visitors coming.
I don't like that.
They're coming to the city.
I don't like
Politicians,
that.
Big names.
So now Philadelphia, they want to clean up the streets. They're being embarrassed now.
Ooh. This
is what the mayor said. It says, Meek Mill says he wants to work with the mayor of Philadelphia after 8 teenagers were shot near a bus stop.
Wow.
Enough that every law enforcement partner that we have here in the city of Philadelphia is actively engaged and working together to ensure that every resource that is needed is readily available so that the work can be done to solve the crimes. Now, this is what's extremely important to me as mayor of this city, that enough is enough, that every...
So here, enough is enough. Philly mayor spoke on Wednesday mass shooting. So she said enough is enough.
That's what I was saying. For each area, each city, each state that's dealing with this, when will enough be enough?
And Meek Mill is coming out saying something. He getting tired of being roasted on people calling him gay because of the P. Diddy thing.
Really?
Everybody been talking about him and all this stuff. So he probably like, look, which is what he should do. Get back to the business. Mm-hmm. That's what you from Philly.
Right.
Get back to taking care, making sure these kids ain't killing each other on the streets and stuff.
Yeah, for just petty stuff too.
So I guess he's trying to say, this is what I really should be talking about and not allegations about me being gay.
Because if it's not true, let me keep it moving. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
M. Perk says Joe will get 5 days in the Ritz-Carlton.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Is that the nicest or the Drake? So, one of our nice ones. Yeah.
But anyway, going back to Meek Mill, there was a mass shooting in Philadelphia.
And they call that mass because of how many people?
It said 5 kids. What did I say?
Wow. Was it gang related?
8 teens.
Ooh, that's
8 teens. They looking for 4 suspects, 8 teens. It says it's hard to sit here and see that in 3 days, 11 juveniles shot who were going on coming from school. And these is just kids coming from school. So they're not in no gang or nothing.
That's sad. It really is.
This cowardly act that we've seen over the last 3 days is unacceptable. The downstream impact when we do not address gun violence, when we do not address guns, is what we see today. Mm-hmm. Wednesday's shooting happened near the intersection of Rising Sun and Cotman Avenues as students from Northeast High School were waiting for the bus. Oh, Lord. One of the teenagers is listed in critical condition after being shot 9 times.
Were they after that one, though? To be shot that many times?
I don't know.
Because that's too many bullets to just be stray.
Authorities are looking for a 4th person who was allegedly involved in the handoff of the getaway car. So they looking for him.
Okay.
So there you go. Another shooting, so which comes on the back of us talking about abortion.
When is Chicago is going to say enough?
From the womb to the tomb.
Yeah.
If you're going to stand out with signs that say you pro-life, then you need to be pro-life all the way through their life. Mm-hmm. If these kids are being born by women that don't want them, right, how you think they're growing up?
Or women that have them and don't care.
Exactly.
So they out there on their own raising themselves, and you're like, oh, God. We have to I feel sorry for educators because they're social worker, they're police officer, they're everything for that kid. Yeah. And that's if he comes.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord help us.
So that's what the Philadelphia police are going through right now. And the mayor.
Okay.
And hopefully Meek Mill would stop trying to fight with everybody on Instagram.
Do you know how much cleanup how much they can probably touch and reach these kids in these different areas that are doing the mischievous things, if it's entertainers and athletes?
Yeah.
Do you know if I'm not saying LeBron himself is not, because he's doing good in Akron, Ohio, but if that type of level of names and popularity, rap artists that she's always talking about, like a Nicki Minaj, that level where they're all pulling together, taking care of their various cities, how many gangbangers or craziness will kind of go down because they like, wow, we got too much spotlight on us because they got famous people coming to clean our city up. Yep. So you never know.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, real quick, TikTok user